All right, guys, the rain is gone. The sun is out. The wind is blowing. It is colder. I don't know what out here, but today is the day we're gonna do what we call, I think we're gonna dub this the Great Dig. We got a long ways to go, and it's gonna be deep. Let's figure it out. All right, before we get up and rolling this morning, we've been going through and greasing everything, checking all the fluids. And so far, all the hard work we put into redoing these grease fittings seems to be
definitely paying off.
Yeah, definitely paying off. Oh yeah, see it coming out there? Well, it's got a few more to hit on this. We do have one grease fitting on the old Volvo on the thumb here. It's not taking for some reason, so we're gonna go ahead and get that addressed. If you let that go too long, that problem just continues to compound itself. I think the one on the Volvo, if I can find it, and I have one of them, the grease fitting rejuvenators where you put the penetrating oil in it, I've had one for years. It'll work on that style because that style is a pin and bushing. So a lot of times that rejuvenator will work. The bearings that are on the blade of the John Deere 120 or 850B or 850J, I can't talk this morning. A lot of you guys are commenting why I didn't use it on that. Well, because it don't work, because there's a grease fitting that goes all the way around and you'll never force all that dirt out there. You're just absolutely wasting your time. If I can't find my rejuvenator, we may have to go old school and just pull the fitting out and get a drill bit down there and try to clean it out and go that way. It is in this truck somewhere. I mean, it's perfectly organized. I don't know why I couldn't find it. It should just be laying right here somewhere. Hey, look what I found. It's even a good one. It's a Blue Point. Let's see what happens. We'll give her a try. Man, it feels more like a winter day than a spring day with that wind. All right, let's get a little bit of good old-fashioned PV blaster in there because that's what I got in the truck. Put our plunger back in. Put that on there. Give her a few smacks and see what happens. I made a mess, Mr. Millennial, but I think we got a chance.
Let's see.
Come on, DeWalt. Oh, she's taking this time.
It is, yeah.
I got her coming up right there. Oh yeah, baby. You know what I'm curious about? And this, we're gonna start. I'm gonna regret saying this because we're gonna start the debate. Red versus yellow. I've had better longevity luck out of the yellow ones. I am not saying the yellow one's better than the red, so let's not start that. I had a red one. It didn't last very long, but I'm curious if we just kept a hand pump one with us, if we could generate more pressure to bust stuff like that loose, because that one wasn't stuck very bad, and then come back with the electric ones.
You doing the hand pumping?
Well, I will for 2 or 3 after that. I'm just curious, man. Don't judge me.
I
It's
just like
a
the fact
question.
that you have grease on you today.
Do I have grease on me?
Right there.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be on my face.
That's what I was hoping.
Hey, I didn't get it on video, but I did grease one whole machine by myself.
You did. Not by yourself, but yes, you did grease an entire machine.
It's by myself. All right. What's next? We set the laser up?
Now I have 4 more fittings to do on the big guy.
Are you gonna be mad if I sit in the truck and hide from the wind while you do that?
I wouldn't expect any later.
All right, I'm not gonna do that. Let's get set up, get figured out what we got going. Let's get this show on the road. I guess it's not going on the road, it's going on the field. Let's get the show in the field. I don't know. Let's just do something. How about that? Let's do something. All right, guys, got the machines all greased, fluids checked, fuel in it. Oh yeah, that one hurt. And they're all ready to go. So the next thing we need to do is kind of double check everything we got going on. The other day, we, what are we running, like 1,500 feet?
Yeah, somewhere just shy of that, I think.
All right, so basically we're running 1,500 feet and we're gonna run, it's 0.37. So basically 3.5% of grade up through there, and this is a really long run. This pipe's going to carry a lot of water, so we got
3/4 tenths, right? Not 3.5. 3.5 would be 3.5.
Ignore him. So anyways, we want to make sure we do an excellent job of keeping this pipe.
Hey, you're in the way of the laser!
Excellent job. If you had GPS, you wouldn't have to worry about that. It'd be coming out of the sky.
Why don't you buy that for me?
Because I can't afford it. Anyways, we want to make sure we do an excellent job of getting this as close to on grade down through there as possible. I mean, talking like plus or minus 3/8 of an inch would be absolutely awesome. So I don't know if it's feasible or not. We're going to explore the option of maybe actually plowing about half of it. I think if we maybe bench in on this hillside down here, we can get plowed in maybe half of it before we have to switch over to the track and start digging. As I'm pretty sure we figured out yesterday, we were about 7.5, almost 8 feet deep up there in one spot. So Matt's getting the laser set up. We're going to get a few shots, kind of survey our way down through there, see what we got. We're going to put a little bit extra time in this one to make sure we get it right. And we're going to get us a battle plan on how we're going to go about this. We're going to get this pipe in the ground one way or another, but I would say 1,500 feet of pipe. We're probably looking at average depth of 6.5 feet. So yeah, we got some digging in our future. What's the verdict, Mr. Millennial?
It's deep. I still think you should just cut a big old bench out of here.
Mr. Millennial wants me to take the 850 and bench down like 4 or 5 feet and then plow another 4 or 5 feet.
I bet you it's still faster than digging the whole thing.
I don't think it will be, and we're moving way more dirt.
Well, let's test it. Let's bench it, plow it, and then dig.
Who's paying for fuel? I think the guy paying for fuel.
So what you're saying is you're not willing to test it, so nobody can be proved right or wrong.
There'll be other opportunities, but it's not going to be today. So I don't think we're going to be able to plow any of it, unfortunately, guys. We get down here, if we got any pipe left over, we're going to run one spur up to finish off along the woods. We may try to do a test run on some 8-inch tile up there, but looks like me and the Volvo got a date.
You all have a date.
Well, Mr. Millennial, now we're all set up. What do you think? We're going to be spoiling dirt on this side, and I want to make sure we don't block our lasers, so I have to be aware of that. I think we need to go ahead and string our pipe right down along them telephone poles. That way we're not dragging our pipe up over top of the
I don't know why you keep saying we. You mean me?
There's a chance. There's a slight chance I may come help. But
hey, it hasn't froze over.
All right, sorry about that. Camera died. Matt's gonna back here. We're gonna string out, I don't know, a couple 100 feet, get up there to about that other telephone pole, and then we'll just kind of make sure our system's working. That wind's blowing hard enough, it may blow this thing over. Where's he going? He's running away from me. We'll make sure our system's working. There's that little bitty slots, guys. You can just barely see them right there. Just enough for the water to get in. What's that?
We confirm I've got it on? Oh yeah, I've got it on.
Yeah, it comes off the bottom. These 8-inch rolls we figured out work way better if you pull them off the bottom instead of the top. What you showing off with your sharp knife?
Who's showing off?
You and your sharp knife.
Did you just decide not to cut this one?
What?
Or, you know, what's your problem there?
Seeing if you're paying attention. Well, oh my goodness.
Is that in there?
Gosh.
Gee whiz.
Ready? You gotta get
Ready?
First 8-inch of the year right here, buddy.
I'm not excited.
I see a whole lot of this in our future. I'm like the human brake over here. Should be enough, shouldn't it?
Pretty close.
All right. See what happens.
Ready?
Yep. We'll that mag in a little bit, ready, laid out here, and then we'll kind of shove it over to the side out of our way. Whoa, easy now. Man, I hope that wind's not messing with the camera too bad. It is whipping out here. It is cold. It's like the end of March. It's supposed to be springtime. It is a far cry from it. All right, you guys get the point. Let me get her all kicked over there. We're gonna start digging, get some of this in the ground. All right, we got everything set up. The last thing left to do is just dig, get this pipe installed. It's gonna be a little bit goofy getting around this telephone pole right here off the bat. And watch what I'm doing here. Once I get rolling, I'll get myself leveled up a little bit. This being as deep as what it's gonna be, we're gonna try to get the pipe in as fast as we can behind ourselves, and try to stay out of the ditch so we don't take the risk of it falling in on us. It's gonna be quite the trench when we're all done. Where am I? Pretty good?
When you start, take a half out of that and go.
Need to get myself leveled up. It'll make it a lot
When you
easier.
get to the pole, I'll kick the first section of pipe in.
Does that trench block the wind at all?
Not yet. They'll hammer me pretty good. In a minute it will.
You're on back. Want the pipe across the ditch, right?
Yeah, I ain't gonna hurt to leave a little bit extra down there. I just seem to have a little extra to cut off and fight pulling it out of the bank.
It's on the opposite side of the ditch, so that's good, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if we can do it, but if you can, it'd really help that pipe if we can tuck it up in this corner over here if it's clean, and maybe get just enough dirt on it to hold it there. Looks of this dirt, we're gonna have a pretty stable ditch, which is gonna be nice.
Just thinking the same thing.
High spot right there.
Alright guys, we kind of got the system going here. Got the track hole leveled up. Matt's getting the pipe in behind us. It's a deep little trench, but it's digging fairly well. It's just going to be kind of slow going, I think. But we'll get it.
Hit a spot with a lot of rock in it. Does that mean there's something else down there?
Yep, rock.
Just mentioning it in case there's a utility that wasn't marked. It's getting pretty close. Let's check him. That's good. Looks like he's high by about 3/4 there. Now let's see if we can do without hitting my grade rod. From the end of the grade rod right there, Mike, you're a 1/2 inch high and you taper up to, ah, that's my grade rod! Oh, look what he did. Look what he did. Can't have anything nice around this guy.
The 6th grade, adjust grade or adjust your grade rod.
Can't have nothing nice. On. That's only 1/4 there. I think I'd leave it. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't hold your button down because I'm sure you said something snarky.
I said, I'm moving on. I am moving on.
Look at that. Just look at that. Now that thing's not going to close all the way. It's a brand new grade rod, DP.
All you've done is complain about how much you don't like that when I was doing you a favor.
This is true. I told him to buy one that was inches so we didn't have to use our head as much, but he got one that's tenths. Sometimes. Oh well, he got us a new grade rod, so I can't complain much. Man, there's a lot of topsoil here. I bet you that topsoil goes all the way down to about right there. That's 2 foot of topsoil. It's like this is an agricultural field or something. One that's well maintained, might I say.
This is where GPS on an excavator would be super handy right now.
Yeah, because then I could be doing something else.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be relying on you and your grade rod being in the way all the time.
It wasn't in the way. You just went a foot further than where you needed to be.
I gotta go past to come into grade.
I was a foot past where you needed to start your grade.
Well, there was a miscommunication then.
When I tell you you're good to the grade rod, I'm a foot further than I need to be there, bud.
All right, you ready to hammer down and get some footage in the ground?
I don't know what you're waiting on.
Let's do it. Well, Mr. Millennial, that is a lot of digging.
We have a lot of digging to go.
You think we're halfway yet?
I do. I think we're just past it.
I think we're halfway footage-wise on the pipe, but I don't know if we're halfway yardage-wise on digging, because we got the deep half to go.
There's a lot of dirt to be moved yet.
Somebody misestimated.
No, I didn't misestimate. I misassumed.
There is no way. I'm sure somebody's got a towel plow out there to put that in, but we sure don't.
Now that was off.
We're missing the mark by like 3 foot there, bud.
I don't know. You just could have scraped it out there.
Somebody's gonna want to know how come we didn't plow down the the state highway ditch. There's a fiber optic line in there, and we don't.
There's a little orange pylon right up there.
We don't want any rainbow roots. So, all right, guys, it's getting late in the day. It is still nasty. It is still cold. We're gonna quit right here. I'm actually gonna take the excavator, go back through there, and Matt's got the pipe all tucked nice and neat on this side of the trench. And I want to put a little bit of dirt on top of it with the excavator where I can actually watch it go on there and make sure it stays put before we take the dozer and just start cramming stuff on top of it. So I'm gonna get that secured for the evening, and I guess we're back to digging in the morning.
Unless it rains all night.
Don't say the R word.
Just telling you.
All right, now Matt's gone. We closed up the window and cranked up the heat. Felt a little guilty him out there working, be having the window open, but let's see if we can get across this ditch and straddle it without causing too much trouble here. I'm gonna put a little bit of dirt on that pipe. I can just barely see it. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Make sure she stays put. And once I get to where I can straddle that ditch, worked so hard keeping this pipe on grade, I definitely don't want to do something to screw it up now. All right, let's walk on across this bad boy. as I'm going down through here, a couple things I'm looking for. Most importantly, I want to make sure this this machine don't fall down this trench, because that would definitely not be good. And different soil types, you can get away with different things. This is actually some pretty good solid clay down here after you get down about a foot or so. So from experience, I'm pretty confident it's going to hold this machine up without too much of an issue. Now, I'm also filling in just enough of the trench before I track over it, where if I do fall down into it, I can probably get myself back out. The next thing is just like this big clump right here, I want to make sure that don't end up down there on top of the pipe. I could take a chance of damaging the pipe, so just kind of looking for some of this looser stuff here. As it goes on that pipe, I want to make sure nothing rolls underneath it and shoves it up, because if it shoves it up, it'll knock it off grade, and that will not be good. So you guys will see me kind of gently place some on the pipe until it's covered up. I can't see the pipe no more. And at that point, it's not quite as crucial. We'll just kind of bring enough dirt in, so if we track over top of this and the side caves off, we won't damage the pipe, nor will we get stuck. So I don't want to leave this pipe just laying like this in the ditch overnight, because if we have a collapse off the side, that collapse could possibly collapse the pipe and damage it. We end up getting a bunch of groundwater in this trench. That could possibly cause the pipe to float, and there is a slight chance of rain tonight. I don't want to get a bunch of rain down here and cause that pipe to float either. So if I can just get a foot or two of dirt over top of it, basically it'll kind of ensure all of our hard work for today, and I guarantee we can get started off on the right foot tomorrow. So I'm about halfway down through here. Let me keep going. I'll kind of show you what we got here at the end of the day. And we're going to call this one a wrap for today, folks. There it is, guys. Managed to get a little bit of dirt on top of it to get it protected, and more importantly, not fall in the ditch with the excavator. So that should get us through tonight. Hopefully we don't get much rain, and we'll be back to finish up the second half. So all right, guys, on day 2, we decided to get brave and try to run a little 8-inch tile through the plow here. So it wasn't without adventure, and we got a bunch of good videos. So with that being said, we're trying to keep this at a reasonable length, less than an hour. We're going to go ahead and bust this one up in 2 parts. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. Definitely helps out the channel quite a bit. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out what happens with the 8-inch going through the tile plow, I would consider subscribing. It's free, guys, and that way we can catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching, and sure hope you enjoyed.